a VIP ticket. What that will get you is into the green room, free food, open bar, Doc Bartley himself. You can ask all kinds of questions, right? If you just buy a general ticket, what you will get is the opportunity to write down questions for Doc that we will randomly select and ask him in between his performance of songs. Doc is giving so much of his time to us, and this is an event that I don't think we will see or have seen in Evergreen in a long time. So what I want to give Doc is a full house, and I need you guys to help me do that. For those of you, oh, and by the way, 100% of the profits will be split between our 3 organizations. So you will be helping our organizations as well. If you don't know much about Firefall, let me tell you a little bit. They were a Colorado band back in the 70s who were discovered in Boulder by Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac asked them to be the opening act for the 1977's Rumors Tour, which is one of the highest grossing albums of all time. What some of you may not know is that outside of Boulder was a place called Caribou Ranch. And in the 70s and 80s, that was the place to go if you were a musician to record. Doc has spent a lot of time there. He has worked with the likes of, and this is why I have notes. He has worked with the likes of, well, Fleetwood Mac, Eric Clapton, Michael Jackson, and the Rolling Stones, just to name a few. So he is an encyclopedia of rock and roll information. Asset. Anywho, but there might be some. So it's a great event. It's a great date night. If you don't like music, you're supporting mental health. And we really, really hope to see you there. And I bought my ticket, and my date will be my mom. All right, thanks, guys. Flyers on the table, you guys. If you want to buy tickets, you need to go to ovationwest.org to get your ticket. If you have any questions, you know where to find us all. Thanks.
Good morning, Rotary. I'm Dave Laughlin.
Erica Sprinkle. I don't think I did like that.
Oops. How about now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Dave Laughlin, and this is Erica, and we just wanted to make a brief initial announcement here that the home show, which is a big fundraising piece for us, is coming up in April, and we're looking for exhibitors. So if you are out in the community or you're a business owner yourself and you can help us out, I would go to foothillshomeshow.com, and we'll make sure all of this is in the notes. But just so you know, we will have doors and windows and roofing and siding and all of those types of vendors, but we're looking for more. And as I said, this is a great fundraising for us. So anything that you guys can do, it's at the Evergreen High School, and it's April 12th and 13th. That's a Saturday and Sunday. And if you can help us out, we'd really appreciate it.
And we also invite nonprofits to come as well. So we do have booths. I know Wildfire Ready already has a booth. And we're selling our booths pretty quickly, which is great, pretty early. So thank you, Dave, for taking over and really getting out and getting new vendors. So please, if you don't have a vendor that you know, we need help and we need people to come. So April 12th and 13th.
That's it.
And then I have one other announcement. I'm the scribe today, so I don't need to say my name.
All right.
Yeah. I sent out a sign up genius for Denim and Diamonds, and we would like some help for food prep. We're doing that Thursday and Friday at Jen's house. We also need help transporting the food from Jen's to Wild Game, and then people to help clean up. Cleanup it's a big job because we have a lot of stuff. So I appreciate everybody that's already signed up. I'll put up the sign up genius in the notes again. But please, we're doing Thursday and Friday starting at 9 at Jen's house. Oh, well, yeah, I'm sorry, February 6th, yes, yeah. It's up.
Good morning. I'm Jennifer Herrick. And how many of you have been on the Rocky Mountaineer train? No one? Rocky Mountaineer. It goes over Canada and goes. Rocky Mountaineers? No, Rocky Mountaineer. It's a luxury train. So I've been to 49 countries. I'm going to 13 more over the next 2 years. I love to travel. But man, I'm so excited about going on the Rocky Mountaineer. I've never been on it. I did a train from Denver to California, which was awesome. But this is like luxury. The trip I put it together is the Gold Leaf, so it's all fancy schmancy. It's not cheap. I am ridiculously frugal. Like I wash baggies. I don't waste anything. I hate waste. But I'm putting my money into this trip because it's a once in a lifetime trip. And I'm so excited about it. And I would love to find 10 more people to join us. So we have the benefits of having a small group that we get all the private stuff. You spend 2 nights at the Fairmont in Vancouver. Fancy schmancy. And then you take the Rocky Mountaineer for 2 days. And then you go to Banff and Lake Louise in Calgary. So in Banff, it's another fancy hotel. So a lot of the meals are included, sightseeing, private. So come join me. It's going to be fun. I just want to see everybody there so we can have a blast. So thank you.
When is it?
Oh, the dates are June 15th through the 20th. And I'm up here because I'm practicing public speaking because I hate it. And so, and I'm practicing my posture. So thank you for letting me practice because I hate it. So thank you.
Okay, I get to introduce our speakers today. We are very fortunate to have Nancy Judge from the Evergreen Chamber and Beth Schneider from the Conifer Chamber here to kind of give us an update on what's going on in our community that we may not know about. So I think Nancy's going to go first.
Good morning, and thank you very much for having us. I don't know if you know, but 2025 is Evergreen's 150th birthday. So happy birthday, Evergreen. That is referred to as the sesquicentennial. Practice it a few times in your head before you say it out loud, because the first time I said it out loud, I got it a little wrong. So a lot of people say, well, how do you know? We're unincorporated. We didn't have a beginning or a charter or anything along those lines. So what we have, because we're just a little bit of a different community, is we had Dwight Wilmot reach out to the federal government after he had come out here, and he said, hey, you need to put a post office out here. And they said, okay, what do you think we should call it? And he said, Evergreen. And so that literally is our beginning. So that happened in 1875. And so now 150 years later, here we are. So we've got lots of things going on to celebrate this special year. And these things will be happening all throughout the year. I want to point out on this slide, we've got a logo for the event that we'll be using through all kinds of things. This logo can be used by any and all. This is not ours. We paid, we haven't paid because she hasn't sent me an invoice. We did? Oh, okay. Well, my staff paid. But we had Mindy do this logo for us, and we think it represents the 3 things that we love about our community: the elk, the mountains, and the water that we have coming through. So if your organization wants to use this logo for anything on any of your events, any of you have businesses in the room, anything personal, please feel free. We've sent it out to anyone who's a member of ours in some of our emails. Thank you, Michelle, for shaking your head, for agreeing with me. But if anyone else has a need that they want to use it, just shoot me an email, president@evergreenchamber.org. I am happy to get it to you. Any and everyone is welcome to use it. and you will see it all a lot throughout the year. So I wanted to kind of give you that heads up. And then just here is one of the things that are going to be happening. It's probably difficult to read, but there's a group of folks who have been getting together on about every 2-week basis. And these are people who know much more about Evergreen than I do. I've lived here for about 28 years. But this is people like John Steinle, who literally wrote the book on Evergreen. Elaine Hayden, Rose Smith, Jenny Hancock. So I can go on and recognize some of those names, so I love that. Great people, and they are all super excited. What we've done is we've put together this list of events, and we're calling this the Sacred Spaces of Evergreen. Evergreen has some great historical places, and even someone like me who's lived here for 28 years, I feel like I learn something new all the time when I go to the meetings with some of these people. So on the first Saturday of each month, from noon till 2, a different piece of Evergreen is going to be the focus. And so that will also be the location. So our first one on March 1st, it's going to take place at Evergreen Fire Admin Building right here on Bergen Parkway. And the focus, the topic for that is going to be North Evergreen, Evergreen Fire Rescue. And Jenny Hancock is also going to bring in some of the tribal history that is in North Evergreen. Pete Anderson's going to be doing it with her. And so he'll be talking about Evergreen Fire and Rescue, as well as the Anderson family, which has been here. So all of that is going to kind of get lumped into that North Evergreen. On April 5th, the focus is going to be downtown Evergreen. And so that's going to be more of a walking tour. So we're going to start at the Evergreen Gallery, and John Steinle and maybe John Ellis will be joining him. So that one could go long. Let's, you know, if anyone, everyone knows John Ellis. So tells great stories. And so that's gonna be a walking tour starting from the Evergreen Gallery and then going down to the Highland Haven. So there's lots of stories and rich history all throughout our community. May is going to be Dedees Park. We'll meet at the Evergreen Lake Warming Hut and do the Dedees Park, which Evergreen Lake is part of, and the whole Upper Bear Creek area. Then with June 7th, it's going to be Bear Creek Cemetery. And that's obviously going to be talking about who is residing in that cemetery. And there are some fun stories about potential people who are there, because there are some unmarked graves. But it is a beautiful place. If you've never hiked through the Bear Creek Cemetery, highly recommend it. Maybe after the snow's over, but it's just a beautiful, peaceful place, and they do a lot to keep it looking that way. But it is our oldest cemetery up here. And then on July 5th, we're going to go to Congregation Beth Evergreen. They're going to be partnering with Mountain Area Land Trust to focus on Elk Meadow area and all the things that have taken place there. Congregation Beth Evergreen is going to be sharing and exposing all of us to their beautiful amphitheater that they built a few years ago. And they themselves are celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. Thank you for agreeing with me, Alan. August, we go to the Highland Homestead Museum. So I want to point this one out. This one is the one that's a little bit different, because that is also the Dam Duck Derby Saturday. So we want to partner. And so what we're going to do, Gary, is we're going to do an ice cream social at the Highland Homestead Museum in the afternoon. Good morning. From 3 to 5. So after the Dam Duck Derby is over, people can come on up to the Highland Homestead Museum. The museum is also celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. It's amazing the number of anniversaries this year. Center for the Arts Evergreen, where we're standing, not this physical location, but as an organization, they are celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. Conifer Chamber is celebrating. Yeah, so there's so many great things. So this weekend will also be the weekend that the museum will be debuting a new tour that they are currently putting together of the Grove and the buildings that they have on site. So all of that will be done on August 2nd. September 6th, we're going to focus on what was the original Evergreen Conference Center. So we'll start at the Church of the Transfiguration, enjoy the labyrinth, take that tunnel underneath the road, which I know everybody knows about, go up. I'm amazed at the number of people who don't know about that tunnel under the road. Go up, Ovation, the center stage area, and then Lariat Lodge. So that one's a bit of a moving one as well. And then we're going to conclude on October 4th the old Buffalo Park School, the one-room schoolhouse, which is currently outside at Wilmot Elementary. So there's a lot that there's groups that are trying to preserve that building and move it. Before it can be moved, there needs to be some preservation work done. So a lot of the things, if there is a fee involved throughout the year, from the chamber side, we're going to be donating it back to help these efforts with the Buffalo Park School. So that one is going to focus on the Buffalo Park School and what happened there, what needs to happen, and then the Wilmot House, which is across the street. I think Jenny's also planning to bring in some about native plants on that one. So all that to say, the first Saturday of every month from noon till 2, there'll be a different piece of history going on within Evergreen. One other thing that's not on this that I'm going to mention that I want to cast wide and far is the chamber on July. So we added an event on July 4th, which is kind of an old-fashioned family carnival event at Buchanan Ball Fields. We're backing up into July 3rd this year, and we're going to use the night of July 3rd to focus on the history. So we have invited any and all organization, business, or individual who feel as though they have a piece of the history of Evergreen. And what we want to do is, for example, Western Airs, they've already signed on, they're going to come, they're going to do pony rides. Of course they are, because that's what they do, right? The Evergreen Rodeo Association, they're going to be there. Because if we were not a ranching community to start with, we're nothing, right? So they represent a big piece of that history. A Jefferson County Historical Commission will be there, obviously. Evergreen Mountain Area Historical Society, the Highwan Homestead Museum, Evergreen Fire, they're going to bring the oldest truck that they've got out of the Brook Forest area. I've talked with Dave Taylor with Cars and Coffee. Not necessarily the muscle cars, I told him. We'd like kind of the older historical cars, because that's another piece of the history of Evergreen. When I-70 was continued west, that really had a big impact on the growth and development of Evergreen. So that's another piece of our story, of our combined history. So if you are involved with an organization or an individual, the individual part, we're gonna put various people at different times throughout the evening on a microphone to tell stories about what, when they came to Evergreen and what it was like and things like that. And so I always share a story that, of course, came from John Ellis, who grew up here. And I guess Saigon Landing used to be a movie theater. And he shared with me that there was a specific few seats in one of the rows that if you were on a date, you did not sit there. Because if you put your arm around your girl, everyone in the theater knew what you were up to. So just little fun stories like that add a richness to this whole area and our community. So if you are someone that feels like you've got some stories you want to share, please reach out to me. We would love to engage you. We're going to end that night. We've got 2, and I think hopefully a third, hot air balloon that will be on the field. And we're going to end the night with a glow. So if you've ever been to a hot air balloon event, this is not where they lift off, but they just kind of light up and the balloons, it's absolutely beautiful. Now it's beautiful when you have like 70 of them, but we'll hopefully have 3 of them. But I think it still will be beautiful anyway, as just a way to kind of capstone the evening and close it out. So that's, please, if there's anyone that you know of that should be involved in that July 3rd event, I'd love to chat with them. The last thing I wanted to just talk about, because I don't know if anyone has interest here, is that in addition to some merchandise that we're doing, the t-shirts, the hats, the stickers, magnets, that kind of stuff, with the logo that Mindy created for us, that we're creating these commemorative coins. And I've already placed the order. I've got some coming in. What we're looking to do with these is to reach out to our business members and nonprofits in the community to see if they want to use this as a thank you for something that they are doing with their membership or their clients. There's going to be 3 different finishes. There's a copper finish, a gold finish, and kind of a black finish, matte finish for each of the 3 different coins. And the cost is going to be less than $10 each one. So Bruce, if you had a new client come on with a business policy, you might choose to use one of these as a thank you gift. A restaurant who, maybe you go out to dinner and one of the restaurants is participating and you have a dinner that's $150 or more, they may give you one of these as a thank you. I was talking to Sarah Miller here at Center for the Arts, and she said, oh, well, we might use that as a thank you when we do our capital campaign later this year if they donate a certain amount. So there's lots of different ways that it can be utilized. And so we're just gonna kind of have these in, and if businesses or individuals or organizations want to take advantage of this, please just let me know and we'll get you however many of them you would like. So I think that's it. Is that it, Russ? That's it. So I will turn this over to Beth while Russ gets her slides up.
Good morning, everyone. I just want to start by thanking you for having me here today. It's an honor to be able to share some information about the Conifer community, the Conifer Chamber. So again, thank you for inviting me. We, as Nancy mentioned, the Conifer Chamber of Commerce is celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. And we don't have 150 years under our belt, but we're really excited to be celebrating our growth. And I've been with the Chamber for going on 2 years. It'll be 2 years in March. And it's been, I think, probably the steepest learning curve I've ever had in a career. But I'm starting to get the hang of it. And I just wanted to share a little bit about what we do as a chamber and then a little bit about what we do as a community. This is our board of directors. I'm very fortunate to have 11 fabulous people behind me to help us to grow and to serve our members and our community. We have 3 community events that happen every year. This year we'll be celebrating our 50th anniversary with our annual award celebration in April. Our summer event is Elevation Celebration. It's always the last weekend of July. So this year it's July 26th and 27th. It's a 2-day festival with vendors and music, and the Salida Circus comes to perform. So I would invite all of you to come and check it out. In December, we have our Conifer Christmas Parade. This year it'll be December 6th. It's just a really fun day, also music, a parade, and we have a different theme each year for our participants to build their floats around. And we're starting something new with both of these events that we started in 2024 and we're hoping to grow in this next year, and it's called Neighborhood Connections. And it's something that in Conifer, even a little bit more than in Evergreen, we're very spread out. And so we're trying to bring people together to get to know their neighbors and other people within the community. So we have gatherings throughout each day for neighborhoods to come together. So I would encourage you, we have an Evergreen one. Eventually, we'd like to grow that to include more of the neighborhoods. We include every neighborhood in Conifer, Pine, Bailey, and then Evergreen Meadows, and then all of Evergreen. So if you're interested in coming to if you spend time over in Conifer, come to one of these events. It's a really great way to get to know people. Our chamber events are, a lot of what Evergreen does. We have our membership meetings, our networking mixers. We have a couple of groups that work together to grow their businesses. Home Services Power Group, Health and Wellness Power Group. We're starting something new this year with the local lunch group, where we get together for lunch to support some of our restaurants and have opportunities to get to know each other better. Lunch and Learns, quarterly nonprofit meeting that we do with Evergreen. And then in the summer, we have a 285 cleanup days. So again, I just wanted to give you a little overview. How many of you come to Conifer once a week? All right, anyone who comes once a month? Okay, all right, so hopefully this is good information for y'all to learn a little bit about us. So some of the exciting things that are happening in Conifer in this coming year is we're getting our first standalone library. You probably know that our library has been inside of Conifer High School, and there's been something that the community has been really lacking. We don't really have a great meeting space for people. We don't have rec centers. We don't have a community center. So it's a challenge for us to gather. And so we're really excited to have the library as a place for people to meet. There's going to be meeting rooms as well as study rooms. And it's, you can't quite tell in the photo what this building is, but if you're familiar with the Safeway Shopping Center and where the venue theater is, it's just on the back side there. And we're just really excited to have this opportunity to provide this for our entire community. Not just for kids, I think it's just gonna be a great way to have more community building opportunities. So we're thrilled about that. We're hoping that it will be done in this coming year. They're also working on grants to gather a system that would allow people to come in after hours as well. So we're hopeful that some of those are going to be approved, so it'll be an even better way for our community to use the space. This is a fun one. So Beaver Ranch Park, I don't know if anyone goes to the dog park at Beaver Ranch Park. I was talking with Jerry about it earlier. There are going to be some big improvements done by Jeffco Open Space at Beaver Ranch Park. And it is right at 285 in Boxton Road. If you see the big red barn on that side, there's a fantastic park on the backside. And so Jefferson County Open Space is working on paving it and putting in a parking lot. They've built a ton of new trails back there. They're changing the layout of the dog park and moving it down on the lower portion of the field. And most importantly, they're building a state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line, accessible playground. And if you're familiar with Conifer, we don't have a playground. The playground that's there right now is kind of the equivalent of a 1970s elementary school playground. So we're really excited to have something that is, truly accessible, as well as a great place for the families in our community to gather. So if you have questions about that, please let me know, especially about the dog park, because I do know it is one of the pieces that people do have some concerns and questions about, and I can help connect you with the folks that are working on that project. We have a huge highway program that's happening. It's an improvement right there at the Kings Valley interchange. They are building an overpass. If you're familiar with where Long's Garage is or Conifer Ranch, that whole area is going to be a massive $65 million highway improvement. It's going to be difficult getting through that, and it's going to be beginning in 2026. Very, very needed, but it's going to have a huge impact on traffic and flow of 285, which unfortunately might mean that you have a little bit more traffic coming over to your side here at the I-70 corridor. But we're really excited about it. It's not a safe area at the moment, and we do have some safety concerns with 285 as a whole, but we're excited that CDOT is addressing this and working on improving this for us. I think that might be. Oh, I don't know if any of you are aware of our unification project that is going on. Conifer Fire Protection District was created to unify North Fork, Inner Canyon, and Elk Creek Fire Protection, pending a Jeffco hearing. We're hoping that that's all going to go through to improve the services and funding for those fire departments. And as with your community, wildfire risk is just a very huge concern. So we're thrilled that that is in the process of happening, and looking for more information about that coming soon. And if you want to learn more about our local events, our members do a great job of putting on our community calendar what's happening in Conifer. Rotary does a lot of events within the Conifer community as well. And so if you're interested in coming on over to Conifer, please do so. And I just, I've been a little bit blown away by this meeting and what you all do and how incredible it is. Mindy told me that it was going to be, I was very nervous, as you can probably tell. But you're an incredible organization that does so much for the community and the world. And I just wanted to, again, thank you for having me here, and thank you for all that you do.
We're almost out of time. Can the two of you stay if people have questions or want to talk to you about anything for a few minutes? Okay, Beth, if you want to talk to Beth, make it quick because she has another commitment this morning. Thank you both for being here. Rotary, you may know Rotary is working to eradicate polio in the world. As a thank you for your time this morning, we're going to donate 60 doses of polio vaccine in your name. So thank you very much. And thank you everybody for being here. We're actually 2 minutes ahead of schedule. So thank you very much for being here. We will look forward to seeing you next week and go out and share the magic of Rotary with our community in the world.